This is Dale with Backyard Bees. Today is Saturday, May 25th. It's Memorial Day weekend. I'm out here at my new bee yard. I moved 10 of my 16 hives from my backyard bee yard this morning to this location. It's about 2.5 miles, a little over 2.5 miles north of where I was before. I saw some wildflowers coming in, so I know they got some resources here. And I was told there's a watermelon field to the north that may be in bloom. And if that is the case, I'm sure the bees will find that and be on that shortly. I kept 6 of my hives at home. 4 of them are splits that I've done, and they are making their new queens right now. I kept 2 more that were really busy, and I put honey supers on those to make a little honey, just to for personal use. But what I did was last night I went out to my hives and I put a screen cover on each of the hives over the entrance. It's called hardware cloth. That's 1/4 inch. I had it folded over to get it small enough to keep the bees from being able to go through it. I sealed up each hive, or just before I sealed it up, I smoked them. What few bees were outside of the hive went inside. Then I sealed them up in the dark and came out this morning and loaded them up on that trailer right there and moved them out here. I came out last week and set these concrete blocks up, tried to level them as best I could, and prepared for this move. What you see in front of each hive is a branch, and the reason I do that is it helps the bees reorient. Now I know we're a safe distance from home, but I've used this method in my backyard bee yard, just moving hives from one side of the bee yard to the other. Move them, seal them up, move them, and put a branch in front of them and seal them up for about several hours, and then open them up. And when they come out and see that branch, it just kind of confuses them, and so they look around and say, hey, this is not where we were before, or something's different here, and so they reorient, and it's worked every time, and I've done it like 5 or 6 times, so it works. But even though we're a safe distance from home now, they would probably naturally reorient anyways. I just wanted to go ahead and put the branch up just to give them a little nudge to help them go through that process of reorienting. So anyways, this is Saturday, Memorial Day weekend, and lots of things going on. Matter of fact, I'm getting ready to cook barbecue for my church here this afternoon, and we're going to have a Memorial Day celebration Sunday after church. That would be First Assembly of Ocala. Anyways, just want to make a short video of my new bee yard. As you can see, the bees at the new bee yard definitely reorienting themselves. There's hundreds and hundreds of them in the air right now. Of course, they were just moved from their old location to this one, and they are reorienting. So, I don't know if you can see that on video or not, but they are all over the place. Kind of acts like a swarm, except that they're coming from all the hives. While I was, just as I got, everything set up and I was getting ready to pull out, I saw a lot of bees. I thought maybe, they were just reorienting from my hives, but I noticed that they were accumulating over here on this hose reel. So I ran home, got a nucleus box and a bee suit, and came back out here and I unreeled the hose and started looking for the queen, and I didn't see one. And there was probably 1,000 bees maybe in there, but there was no queen. And they were like dancing around and fanning. Almost all of them were fanning. It was like, wow, this is interesting. So I thought, well, maybe just some of my bees came out of my hives down here and just accumulated up there on the hose reel. So I started going through my hives just looking, and I didn't see any hive that had a great loss of bees. And while I was doing that, a second part of the swarm came in, and they landed on the box, on the bee box. Well, as soon as I set the bee box up, I set it up on those blocks over there and faced it towards that hose reel, and the bees started going in the box on their own. And so I said, well, maybe, I don't know what's going on, no queen. But then the second part of the swarm came in. They all landed on the front of the box, and they started marching in. So I suspect that there was a queen in there, and she probably came in with the second swarm. The first swarm that came by, or the first part of the swarm that came in, was maybe just like a scout or a scouting party. And once they found that place over there, they started fanning, and the rest of them came in just about maybe 5, 10, 15 minutes later, 10 or 15 minutes later. And again, they landed on the front of that box and started marching in. So I opened it up, tried to see if I could see a queen in there. There was just too many bees, I couldn't. But I suspect she's in there because I don't think they would be staying there if she wasn't. So anyways, I'm gonna give them a day or two, come back out here and open them up and see if I can see a queen. Anyways, this is Dale at the new bee yard, backyard bees.